What's happening, guys? My name's Dan Rogers and I am a coach with just one dime, and today I have probably one of the most valuable videos you're going to watch on the topic of FBA on YouTube, in my opinion. This is something the team and I collaborated on, and you're going to get it for absolutely free just for being a subscriber here. You pour hours, weeks, sometimes months into product research. You pour hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars into inventory. A critical aspect though is your listing. That's what's going to actually end up driving sales, selling that product you've spent all these hours and tons of money on. And so listing optimization is what we're going to be focusing on today. Go through this with me. We're going to make the document downloadable in the description below. Download it there. Go through this with me as I explain it on screen here. So let's get going. So how to create an irresistible listing. Well, this is your guide. This is going to help you create a powerful listing. It's also giving you tips for enhanced brand content. And something to note, the pink brackets or writing as the sentence is written in, they represent practical examples. It's really important because that helps you actually understand the theory and how it's going to relate to whatever product you are busy doing. So the index here, you can see we're going to go through gathering market intelligence, collecting, organizing your keywords, understanding the initial listing, okay, because there's a very big difference between initial and final listing. Then we're going to utilize important listing hacks, which you probably have a lot of questions on. Writing your title, creating the bullets, creating the description, and then optimizing the back-end keywords as well. So first off, customer personas. Who is your ideal customer? And this is absolutely crucial. Who are you selling to? What are they going to use the product for? I'll give you a great example where this is often missed. Your product can actually be used by multiple market segments or different users for different purposes. You have to ensure your listing and its images emphasize each of those use cases, not just one, because otherwise you're limiting your market. When someone comes onto your listing, they want to feel trust that they should purchase yours, that you're helping them make the decision. How do you do that? By showing them exactly how the product can be used for what they want to use the product for. You can see here we have middle-class married woman with kids between the ages of 30 and 60. Now you notice there's 3 points here because you may actually have 3 segments. Take your time, outline this. Might seem like all fairy dust. This is absolutely crucial in how you're going to write the copy and what you're actually going to convey. These are the people who you want to buy your product. These are the people who are going to bring you sales. You need to know who they are. Secondly, strongest selling points. So what did customers talk about again and again in reviews? While you're doing your research on your competitors, what is being mentioned in those reviews? You want to retain and emphasize the most loved attributes. For example, maybe if you're doing a stainless steel chef knife set, maybe it was sharpness and durability or the ease of cleaning those products, what metals they're made out of, etc. List them here. The top 3 that are mentioned most often in the reviews, these are features you want to retain or expand on. Thirdly here, the biggest doubts. So what holds customers back from buying your product? We must overcome these with our copy and images to make the sale. For example, maybe it was pricing or durability or performance, size, color, aesthetics, etc. List them here. Again, this is going to come from your reviews in part, your 1 and 2 star reviews, but also why they don't buy a product. What do they worry about before buying that product? They're looking, am I going to have this cognitive dissonance after I purchase and feel like I made a mistake? What are those things with your product? List them here. Fourth, weaknesses with your product. Nothing is perfect. Being honest with customers about problems and positioning them as small inconveniences while providing solutions in your copy is going to add credibility. Why isn't your product perfect? Maybe it's something you just cannot fix, or it's something people need to practice before they become a master at it. Maybe it's something where a quick solution or kind of life hack improves that problem or nullifies that problem. For example, here it could take time to master. Just positioning that so, okay, I'm already aware of that. They told me this was going to happen, rather than oh, I thought this would work instantly, because you as the seller have not positioned that. Also important, try and get 3 here. And onto keyword compiling. So what you want to do is get all your keywords together in either an Excel or numbers sheet from all the tools that you use. It could be any of these. We're not suggesting a specific one. Each to their own on this. It's your preference. But remember, it's very important you also include your common misspellings. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen sellers not include misspellings. People often misspell product names, but they're still looking to buy that product. You have to have those misspellings available because we want to put them onto our listing. So let's say at this point you've done your keyword research, you've pulled them all into one document. Now what you want to do is you want to order those keywords in terms of search volume, but they have to be relevant keywords. In the end, what you're looking for is your most relevant, highest search volume keywords at the top. This way, it's very easy. We know these are our most important keywords. We know on the listing, generally the higher up on the listing a keyword goes, the more important it is, the more indexing we get. This way we can go through our Excel or numbers and put in the very top terms at the top of the listing, title, bullets, etc. So highest search volume, most relevant keywords at the top. Put another way, your most popular relevant keywords at the top, moving down to less and less popular. Keyword indexing. So what is keyword indexing? It generally follows that the more important a keyword is, it should be placed higher up on the listing. And that is because the higher up on a listing a keyword shows, generally, for example in the title is the highest, the more indexing it is going to get. Indexing means Amazon's little robots pick up that keyword and they're going to give it more prominence if it's higher up on the listing. They pick it up and they say, hey, this listing represents this keyword. If a customer comes to our site and types that in, this could be a really good option for them because it's relevant. Here is the keyword. So that's what indexing is. It's a little robots just checking what keywords are on that listing. And okay, when a user comes and types something in similar to that, we're going to show up this listing somewhere. The better you index for a keyword, the higher up on search results you're going to show. It's not the only factor. You also have to consider sales and sales velocity. That also makes you show up higher, but that is keyword ranking, which is different to indexing. When we talk about indexing, it's about those robots just picking up that you have that keyword. So with that said, in order of importance, here's where you want to place keywords. Number 1 in the title. Secondly, in the first bullet point. Thirdly, in your subsequent bullet points. Fourth, first keywords in the search terms area on the back end. And fifth, in the description and then the other back end search terms. Now there are certain character limits on certain sections that we've outlined here, but in general, try and maximize them because you're going to get way more keywords in there. Don't keyword stuff. You're going to learn in this how to keyword hinge and make it readable, but you do want to maximize your listing's index ability, if you will, by making sure you're using all these sections and getting your keywords on there. And here on each page, you also have a cool note section. Power keywords. So what are power keywords? Put simply, they are the ones at the top of your list. They are the highest search volume, most relevant keywords to your listing. But it's an important concept because as sellers, sometimes what we do is we think, oh, if I just have thousands of keywords, that way I'm going to do well. That's actually not the case. People generally use 5, maybe 10 terms to find a product on average. They generally use the same ones. And your power keywords are going to be those keywords. So to find these, what you want to do, look at your keyword research and find those that 1, appear frequently, have impressive search volumes, and directly refer to your product. They're often also found in your competitor titles that will confirm these. And they're ones you generally assume people just use to find that product. These can be short tail like chef knife, mid tail like Japanese chef knife, or long tail like stainless steel chef knife. All of those are actually going to be typed in a lot to find a stainless steel Japanese chef knife. As long as they have a high search volume and they are popular and relevant to your product, you are going to list them here. Okay, so you're looking for the most popular relevant search terms for your product, 1 to 10. These are absolutely critical, not only for your listing now, but also for later PPC advertising. The initial listing. So this worksheet helps you create your final listing for marketing and keyword indexing purposes. But to avoid confusion, this is really important. We are going to touch on something called the initial listing and also something called the final listing, and both are different. They are the same listing, but they just happen in sequence: initial listing and then final listing. The initial listing is a bare bones listing. It's like a skeleton listing and is simply created early to avoid hiccups. You will list early to ensure you discover any hazmat reviews or any product or category restrictions. The most surefire way to figure out if you're going to get hazmat review or you're selling a restricted product which needs approval is to list it early. And why this is so critical, think about it like this. You're manufacturing your product. Now, if you create the listing at the last minute and then you figure out, oh, I have hazmat review, and that hazmat review ends up taking 3 weeks, what are you going to do while that inventory is kind of stuck in the pipeline at Amazon's warehouse? Rather, do this early. For example, when you begin manufacturing, because now you've still got, let's say, 6 weeks, 2 months, maybe even longer, before your inventory is ever going to be held up in a pipeline. You've got time to just clear those issues. Now, when you do list early, you only want to fill out certain parts of the listing as follows. Number 1, a short title. This can also be a 5-word canonical title, which means a 5-word canonical URL, which we will go into. Secondly, the price. Go higher rather than lower, because lowering the price later is easier than raising it. Okay, if you raise prices too quickly, you're probably going to lose the buy box. So never do that. Just in general, never do that. Always make price adjustments incrementally and over time. Thirdly, you're going to add one image. It can be a stand-in image for now, but it has to have a white background. Fourth, one simple bullet point. Avoid using any dangerous keywords at this time. For example, the word sharp might be a dangerous keyword. Fifth, a simple content list or technical specification list, tech spec, in the description area. Canonical URLs. This is a big question. You may also choose to create a canonical URL, and this enables you to choose keywords that are indexed by Google, not Amazon, in order to make your listing rank for these in Google search. So when someone just goes on Google and they type in colorful sunglasses, if you've set up your canonical URL in a way that's going to be picked up for that by Google, then the Amazon result for colorful sunglasses may well be your product. So what you're trying to do is make sure that when Google shows the Amazon result for that product, that link goes directly to your product. That's your aim here. Very important to know. This can only be done once, and then it can never ever be changed. Do this by using your top 5 keywords or keyword string or hinged keyword, that's really important to you, as your title when first publishing the listing. Only that, only those words, because it's going to force Amazon to use that as your canonical URL. And this is why we speak of the initial listing. This is your initial listing's title. For example, here we could use stainless steel Japanese chef knife. That could be quite a good string. Additionally, if you want to, check out the keyword search volume on that, because a string that does have search volume is obviously superior, because if users are going to Google typing in that exact thing, then that's more volume towards that link. from Google of that Amazon result, that is your product. Something else I wanted to just point out here, you can go to any Amazon page, even go to your listing, and you can just right click and then say view page source. You can see we're on these colorful sunglasses here. You will see that the source code comes up, and here where you find canonical, you will see the actual canonical URL. For this product, it is after the .com/, you can see Wear Me Pro Colorful Transparent Sunglasses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is their canonical URL. And then if we search for a keyword like that in Google, actually let me do it for you live so you can see this 100% works. So here in an incognito window, I am going to say colorful transparent sunglasses and search. And we can see some results here with Amazon result. Okay, here's the Amazon result. Wear Me Pro, colorful okay, so if we click on this, you can see, look who it is. It's that exact result. And so you can see that is what you're trying to do. I didn't even type in the full 5 keyword phrase, but by this seller creating that canonical URL, even if I search Google, they are coming up as the Amazon result. And as you can see, when I click to Amazon, I'm not seeing their competitors. I'm only seeing them. And so you can see the benefit of that. Keyword hinging. Now, keyword hinging is obviously really effective with canonical URLs. You're getting a few keywords in that 5-word string. And in your final title, it's also crucial because you can get multiple keywords into an area that is actually one keyword. It's just a hinged keyword, so it has multiple in one. And of course, it's also just useful throughout the entire listing. This is the practice of maximizing real estate by including multiple keywords in one string of keywords. So for example, if you use stainless steel kitchen knife sharpener, this directly includes knife sharpener, kitchen knife sharpener, steel kitchen knife sharpener, and stainless steel kitchen knife sharpener. It also indirectly includes, amongst a ton of others, steel knife sharpener, stainless steel knife sharpener, and knife sharpener stainless steel. So you can see this keyword is much more efficient and better use of space than doing these all individually in the title. For example, you're going to save a lot more space with that, and you're indexing for all of these directly. So time to dive into the final listing. Now, once your listing has passed all checks, and what we mean there is hazmat reviews, any category or product restrictions, anything like that, and you have converted to FBA, really important. Most listings start as FBM. You must convert to FBA. It's a critical area where they may ask for more information. Once you have done all of that, you can now fill out your final listing. There is no need to wait on this though. If you don't want to put it in on Amazon yet, do it off of Amazon, but get this built soon. Get this built early as usual. So on your final listing, what happens with the title? Remember, keywords, selling points, and readability. Those 3. Those are the keys of a successful product title. And your title should at minimum contain your top 3 to 5 keywords, or even 3 to 5 keyword phrases, as we went through in hinging above. From that, you can probably see 3 to 5 really easy to do because you can hinge as well. Title lengths or character limits do vary per category, but Amazon has not published exact specifics for every single category. Some say 200 characters, that's the traditional method. Some say 80, and some of their site actually reflects 50 characters. So it's really your choice on what you believe is correct. What I can say is I have titles well over 50 characters, and they are not being suppressed in terms of ranking, etc. They're showing up just fine. Many sellers still use the 200 character system without any negative effects, and we're going to use that here. Now that said, 180 is usually a really good level, and the reason why is because if you are not yourself adding your brand name to the front of the title, Amazon often automatically does that for you. If they do that later, you're still not going to be pushed over the 200 character limit. So if you are not actively adding the brand name to the front, Just keep that in mind, leave a little bit of room. In terms of the finished listing, you're going to look to stay true to the rule of keywords, selling points, and readability. So here's an example. Chef knife in sheath with kitchen knife sharpener. Master chef quality stainless steel kitchen knife. All in a gift box. Perfect chef gifts. Durable, safe, sharp every time. Now, a lot of people would say that's too many keywords, but in my opinion, people don't read the title that much. They look very much at images, very much at reviews, very much at price. They might pick up a few things from the title, but generally they're not reading it that much. This is really strong in terms of keyword indexing. It's not terribly unreadable, and we've got some good marketing points in there as well. And now it's your turn. Write your title, and we will edit this as we go. So don't worry about getting it wrong. We do have other sections where we optimize this. That's why I love this sheet, is it's actually for you to fill in, not just theory. We give you sections at each point where you can drop in what you're doing for your current product. And you can do this again and again for every single product you do. And title analysis. So green is a selling point. Orange or underlined is traffic keywords or key phrases. Underline shows keyword hinging. So you can see the first part, chef knife in sheath. So we've got chef knife is one keyword. Knife in sheath is another keyword. Then we have kitchen knife sharpener. So kitchen knife sharpener itself is a keyword, but knife sharpener is also a keyword. Master chef quality is a selling point. Stainless steel kitchen knife's a keyword, but so is steel kitchen knife. All in a gift box, perfect. Those are marketing or selling points. Chef gifts is a keyword. And then durable, safe, sharp every time. Again, selling points. So you want to do this with your title below. Highlight orange, underline your hinges, and highlight green your selling points, just to get a feel for if you're doing all of those together and if you're hinging enough and where you could hinge more or in a more readable fashion. Next is your title checklist. Ask yourself the following. Does it contain many of my top keywords? Did it avoid repeating keywords? Is it easy to read? Are there selling propositions? Can I remove any unnecessary words? And if you answer yes to all of those, then you can move on to the bullet points. The bullet points. Now, bullet points are uploaded to Seller Central as key product features, as you can see here. So this is where you actually put the bullets in and what they are called on Seller Central. So when we refer to them, it's just under description, key product features. You can add or remove them here, but you're going to use all 5. Now, to plan these, you're going to want to shape your product's benefits into bullet points. So you're going to refer to those benefits we went through in the beginning of this. You can see how it starts to all come together. So here's an example. You'll be cutting like a pro. The chef's knife comes with a matching chef knife sharpener, keeping your blade sharp at all times for effortless cutting. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these, but you can see we're leading with a very strong benefit. It's emotional. It's a benefit to the customer. It's not an attribute, it's a benefit. There's a key difference. An attribute may be that we use a certain grade of steel. A benefit is that you will be cutting like a pro. You can see the big difference there. So lead with your benefit, as Seth Kniep always says, and then explain with evidence or explain with attributes. As you can see here, we say it comes with a matching chef knife sharpener. So that's why you'll always be cutting like a pro. Now it is your turn. Make it appealing and engaging. You're going to use emotion and fuse keywords and concepts. Again, lead with benefit, explain with evidence. And you're going to write your 5 in here. And onto bullet analysis. So you're going to read over your bullets above and let's optimize them. Do not edit this immediately. Often you actually need to come back a day or 2 later just to get out of your own head, let that sink in, and then you come back with fresh eyes and you're ready to really pull out, oh, I can do that way better, that's wrong, this is good, etc. You come with fresh eyes to this. Okay, so you're back. Now eliminate the fluff and make it more readable. Change the order of words or entire ideas if necessary. Double check that you have included important keywords. Okay, too many people forget to use this for keyword indexing, and avoid repeating the same ones too many times. I've seen this often where people use the same keyword again and again and again. Rather, use a different keyword there. It's the same product, but just use a different keyword there. Instead of chef knife 3 times through the bullet points, you're just changing it slightly, still super readable and actually more interesting, of course with higher indexing. And so here you're going to rewrite your bullet points in this space here. And onto our description. So the 2 primary goals of your description are keyword inclusion. This is a massive section where you can write a lot and therefore get a ton of keywords in here. Literally, you should be able to use your entire keyword list here. The second thing you're looking to do here is sales conversion. Descriptions can be written in 2 main ways. Before you're brand registered, you're always going to do HTML. And after brand registered, you should always be doing enhanced brand content. The big difference is once you are trademarked and brand registered and have EBC or A+ content, enhanced brand content, as it's also known, allows you to use images and just makes a listing look way more professional. It conveys a ton more authority and credibility, and to customers it seems almost like you're a professional on the platform. So absolutely worth it, but no problem if you're doing HTML either. You can use this very effectively. Now, descriptions should have headings followed by paragraphs which explain those headings. Headings help the reader quickly identify the areas they need to focus on, not having to read all of it. Use bullets to increase readability. Bullet points are going to help you a ton, especially if you're still doing HTML descriptions. Separate it out and make it easy for the customer. Here are some examples of headings. Cook like Gordon Ramsay. Fall in love with cooking again. Cut kitchen cleanup time by 50%. These are strong emotive headings. People can jump to them quickly and then read below. How does your product help them do that? And now it's your turn. You want to write out your description headings. Aim for 5 here, but remember, some of you might have products where a text spec is really important, or an ingredients list is also very important, and then you may have fewer of these types of headings, or one of your headings will be text spec, one of them will be ingredients. Now you're going to use this space to write out the paragraphs that follow those headings. Remember to include new keywords rather than repeating those already used on your listing. So at this point, you don't want to be using the same keywords used in the title or bullets. Use new ones. That's how you're being very efficient with the space throughout the whole listing. And that's why we say most important at the top, going lower and lower as they get less and less important. And here you're going to have space to write out the 5 paragraphs of your description. Again, one of these might be ingredients or a text spec. So once you have those finalized, here's what you want to do. Go over to amazondescriptioneditor.com to easily translate your description in normal text into HTML format. Because remember, if you're still doing HTML, you have to format it as HTML for Amazon to take that and properly display it on your listing how you want. So you have a 2000 HTML character limit. That's massive. You want to be using that to its fullest. And here is an image of the Amazon description editor. And you can see here, it's just going to easily allow you to do this. The editor is at the top here, highlighted with a green outline. And then at the bottom, it shows you what your description actually looks like. So you drop in your text right over here in this box, and then you can, for example, bold. And then what you do is scroll down a little bit, and you can see use this tool to bold. So that has worked how we wanted that to work. You can see use this tool to bold. We just bolded that line. So you highlight, click, etc. And then down here, you're going to be able to see what that's actually going to look like on Amazon. When this is done, you're going to actually copy what's in this box, the HTML box, and you drop that onto Amazon in the back end, in the description area. When Amazon processes it, it's going to come out like this on your listing. But what if you're doing EBC, A+ content or enhanced brand content? Well, first of all, well done on getting your trademark and brand registry. You're going to follow a similar content outline, but you've just got so much else at your disposal here. You're going to use images. This is going to make your listing look incredible. Make sure you align your images and copy. That's quite important. So if you're speaking about technical stuff, you have a technical image, etc. Something I also find is white images, white background images work really well in this section. That's because they tend to just blend in nicer with the Amazon website. They look really at home rather than colored background images which have those kind of sharp edges. So again, personal preference, but something to note. EBC, as you've probably seen many times, is also a great place to tell your brand story. If you have a good story behind your brand, great place to convey it. EBC is found beneath advertising on Seller Central. You can see it right over here. It allows you to select a template for your content. So you can see the template examples here of images are these gray highlights, and then the lines are text. So choose a template you like, and then you can populate that with images and copy. So here you can see a really nice header image. We got the warranty here. We have a tech spec type image with tech spec info and bullet points here. And then at the bottom, features. So it's talking about the ounces, milliliters, talking about something else here, something else. You can see really nice way to display the features and the benefits to the user. It's just really quick and easy, and this conveys a ton of credibility. This really feels like a brand once you're doing EBC. And back-end keywords. So ranking for your relevant high volume keywords is super critical. The search terms area on the back end of your listing under keywords is where you want to cover all your bases, all the remaining keywords. And when I say search terms, I mean this area here. Here's the back end of the listing. We just go to keywords, search terms. That is what people mean when they say back end keywords. It's only the search terms line over here. And the point of this section is for sellers to be able to include keywords they didn't want to put on the front of the listing. That's the main point. It's also highly valuable in terms of your misspells. Back-end keywords also combine with all your other keywords on the listing, and that produces variation keywords as well. You have 249 bytes, okay, that's characters and spaces available for your search terms. This should be used well, and you don't want to repeat any keywords again that are on the listing. Don't use any special characters like the $sign, for example. Very intensive on bytes. Do not use competitor brand names either. Can get in trouble for that. Do the following. Take all of your keywords, including misspells, and drop them into Frankenstein on Helium 10. Click on Process to compress them. This will remove all duplicates and leave you with a few lines of unique keywords on the right-hand side. Download that list, keeping that window open. So we've just compressed all our keywords to remove duplicates. Now, checking the character number at the top, aim to get that number down to 249. The first keywords you want to remove, if you do need to remove, are the ones already on your title, in your bullets, in your description. So you should be able to remove a ton really quickly. Once you're happy that you won't exceed 249 bytes in total, add that line of keywords, no particular order is needed either, into the top line of the search terms on the back end of your listing. If it exceeds that recommended amount, it should highlight red, as you can see below, and you're going to need to remove a couple more keywords. So here is our example. So we're not going with all our top best keywords here. We're putting in stuff that looks like misspells or random words or things we didn't get specifically on the listing. For example, misspells or just strange terms which we've noticed come up again and again in keywords, because remember, it's from our prior keyword research list. So this is going to help you, and it's also, remember, going to combine with other keywords on your listing, and that's what's going to help you rank for variation keywords. And now it's your turn. No commas, no repeats, include misspellings, and avoid competitor brand names. And you are going to drop in your back-end search terms right over here. And congratulations, you've created an optimized listing. Remember guys, this is totally free. Download it below, use it. There's absolutely no reason not to use it. If anything, just add it to your current workflow. But I really hope this does help you improve your listings and just give you a kind of end-to-end approach on doing this. A turnkey document you can use repeatedly for your future products. If you need any more help with this or any part of your Amazon FBA business, remember, check out Just One Dime in the description below. Tons going on there. We help sellers from all corners of the globe. But in any case, guys, I hope this helped you. Remember to hit that like button for me, subscribe if you are not, and I will see you in the next video.